I'd like to tell you about two bills in the state of California. One of them is Senate Bill 637, and the other is Senate Bill 1222. 1222 is a new bill that's being introduced. Senate Bill 637 was passed in 2015, and it was called the Suction Dredge Bill. It was signed into law by Governor Brown, and it requires anybody that suction dredges in the state of California must get a permit through the California Water Board to suction dredge. Senate Bill 1222, the new bill, it doesn't change any of that. It's just a clarification of language. And here's why. Instead of suction dredges being specifically defined as a suction dredge, it's stated in there that any mechanized form of mining that aids in the processing of material would be considered a suction dredge. That inadvertent and vague language, what that did is it caused a lot of other equipment that is used by small miners. People like the disabled, the low-income folks, even a lot of veterans use small mining to supplement their incomes. So when that vague language was created, it made it illegal to run some of these types of equipment that definitely aren't a suction dredge, and I think it was just inadvertent. Senate Bill 1222 clarifies that language. So it's like saying, okay, a pickup truck is not a blender. That's basically what this language is. The types of equipment that Senate Bill 637 and that language change affected are things like this. This is called a high banker, and the way that this thing operates is on this little tiny electric pump. It runs off of basically a rechargeable battery, and you shovel material, you put it into the top of this box, it washes it down, collects the gold, mercury, lead, things like that, and then it comes out the bottom. The other thing that it impacts is a piece of equipment like this. This is called a dry washer. This is used predominantly in the desert of California around the Mojave. It doesn't involve water at all. It doesn't involve sucking. That doesn't involve sucking. And so this thing is operated in the same principle as a high banker, except it's a desert environment with no water, where you dig a little bit of material, you put it into the top of this hopper, it falls down here. This also is operated by this electric battery, and it's a puffer device. So it blows air and it blows the light material out, keeps the gold, all those kind of things in here, and that's how you recover your minerals. But under this vague language, it also impacts things like this. This is just a standard generator and a light. Down in the desert southwest in California you've got really hot days in the Mojave Desert, sometimes upwards of 120 degrees. So what the miners do down there is they go out at night. Firing up a generator and running a lamp and using a little paintbrush to get material out of a crack in bedrock to get your gold, this also would be considered a suction dredge. This is why it's imperative that Senate Bill 1222 be passed and the small miners in California can get some relief and actually go back out and obtain some of the minerals in their ground. We encourage you, as a part of this video, you'll see an attachment and a description of the Senate committees that are going to be responsible for passing this legislation. It is important. We urge you to contact your senator, contact your congressman, and more importantly, contact your county and tell them they need to contact these senators and these Senate committees to pass SB 1222. Please pass SB 1222 and give the small miners some relief.